So now we are going to see question number 6A. So JK Limited has furnished the following information. Standard overhead absorption rate per unit is 20. Standard rate per hour is 4 rupees and budgeted production 12,000. Actual production 15,560. So actual overheads were 2,95,000, out of which 60 to 500 is fixed. So that means here remaining will be variable overheads. So actual hours 74,000. So overheads are based on the following flexible budget. So for standard, they have given a budget, right? So for 8,000 units and 10,000 units and 14,000 units, they have given total overheads. So here, the trick is this is mentioned as total overhead. That is fixed and plus variable overheads. That is your total overheads here. So required with detailed working note on hourly basis, calculate standard variable overhead and fixed overhead rates per hour. So we need to calculate what is variable overhead and fixed overhead rate per hour. So calculate variable overhead efficiency and expenditure variance and calculate fixed overhead efficiency and capacity variance. So first I need to calculate standard variable overhead. So here they have given fixed and variable. That is like semi-variable overhead. Right. So we will be splitting variable overhead in that. For that, we will be using one formula. So for calculating variable overhead, rate per unit is equal to difference in overheads divided by difference in units. So I am taking two capacities like 10,000 and 8,000, whatever capacity you can take. So 2 lakh 10,000 minus 1 lakh 80,000. So 2 lakh 10,000 minus 1 lakh 80,000 divided by units. I am taking 10 and 8,000. That means 10,000 minus 8,000. So it is 15 rupees per unit. Okay. Then, so now if I am coming to fixed overhead part, so I want to calculate fixed overhead. So how I can calculate total overhead minus variable. So I can take whatever capacity I want. So if I am taking 8,000 units, okay. So total overheads is 1 lakh 80,000. So total overheads 1 lakh 80,000. So variable overhead in this, how I can calculate 8,000 units? Already I have calculated per unit. So 8,000 into 15. So that means 1 lakh 20,000. So remaining will be my fixed overhead. That is 60,000 will be my fixed overhead. So hope this is clear. So then what I need to calculate, so standard variable overhead and standard overhead rates per hour and fixed overhead rates per hour they have asked, right? So then we need to calculate variable overhead efficiency, everything. So here variable overhead rate per hour, first we need to calculate. So here we have calculated only per unit. So I want to calculate the rate per hour. So how we can calculate? So for that we need what is standard hours. First we need to calculate standard hours per unit of production. So standard hours, here they have given standard overhead absorption rate is 20 rupees and standard rate per hour is 4 rupees. So based on this information, we are trying to calculate this standard overhead absorption rate divided by standard rate per hour. So 20 divided by 4. That means I will be getting 5. So 5 hours per unit. So time is required as 5 hours per unit. So variable overhead per hour is equal to, already we have calculated 15 rupees per unit. So 15 divided by 5. That means 3 rupees per unit. Sorry, per hour. 3 rupees per hour. So now coming to fixed overhead. So fixed overheads is 60,000. Usually fixed overheads will be absorbed based on our budgeted hours. So here we need to calculate budgeted hours. So I am calculating budgeted hours. So how many units I am producing? See, budgeted production is 12,000 units. So for producing 1 unit, I will be requiring how many hours? 5 hours I require, right? So 12,000 into 5. That means 60,000 hours it will be there. So fixed overhead per hour is equal to fixed overheads, that is 60,000 divided by my budgeted hours. So 60,000. So it will be 1 rupees per hour. So we have calculated everything. So variable overhead and fixed overhead rate per hour. So for standard we have calculated. So then coming to variable overhead efficiency. So first what we need, variable overhead efficiency, for that we need variable overheads, right? So they have given actual overheads were 2,95,000. So here in this 60 to 500 is fixed. So actual overheads 2,92,000. Sorry, 2,95,000. Here fixed overhead is 60 to 500. So that remaining will be variable overheads. That means 2,95,000 minus 60 to 500. 2,30,000 to 500 will be my variable overheads. This is actual variable overheads. So now we need to calculate one more important thing, standard hours required for actual production, because all my variances will be based on standard hours required for actual production, right? So my actual production is 15,560 units. So 15,560 into my standard hours for producing 1 unit is 5. So 15,560 into 5. That is 77,800 hours. So now I will be applying all the formulas. So first, variable overhead efficiency variance. See, efficiency mainly based on hours only we can determine. So the difference should be standard hours minus actual hours. So we can multiply it based on standard rate. So you can easily remember without any struggle. So standard rate, if I am multiplying by hours, the rate should be per hour only here. So standard rate per hour into standard hours for actual production. Remember this, for required for actual production minus actual hours. Then only we can compare this. So here I am considering standard rate means standard variable overhead rate. So we already calculated standard variable overhead rate here, 3 rupees. So 3 into Standard hours for actual production is 77,800 minus actual hours. So actual hours is 74,000. So they have given in question itself. So I will be getting 7,600. Sorry, 11,400 favor. So now coming to another variance, expenditure variance. So variable overhead expenditure variance. So here the formula should be actual hours. So if I'm taking actual hours, the difference should be in rupees, right? So standard rate per hour minus actual rate per hour. Here actual hours is 74,000. So 74,000 into standard rate per hour is 3 rupees minus actual rate per hour. So they have not given, we need to calculate. So actual overheads, variable overheads, already we have actual variable overheads as 2,32,500, right? So actual variable overhead rate per hour is equal to 2,32,500 divided by number of hours, that is 74,000. So I will be getting 3.1419. We can consider, if I am considering in 4 decimals, I can consider 3.1419. So here 3.1419. So this variance will be in adverse because actual is more than standard. So 10,500 is adverse. Hope till now this is clear. So now I am going to calculate next part. So we have calculated the second point, right? The fixed overhead efficiency and capacity variance. So now fixed overhead efficiency variance is equal to, here also formula remains same. Here we are considering variable rate, right? So here it is fixed. So standard rate per hour minus standard hours for actual production minus actual hours. The only thing is changing here is I want to consider a fixed rate per hour. So here we already calculated it is 1. So 1 into standard hours for actual production is 77,800 and actual hours is 74,000. So 3,800 favor. Then capacity variance. So standard rate per hour actual hours minus budgeted hours. So here I am considering budgeted hours. So remember this is not standard hours. So standard rate per hour is 1 into actual hours is 74,000 minus my budgeted hours. That is they have given. We have already calculated budget hours based on budgeted production. That is 60,000. So we will be getting 14,000. So hope this is clear. So 14,000 favor.